Well, hello there, Gemini. Welcome to my channel. I'm your Cosmic Auntie, and this is going to be your monthly reading. I am recording this for February, but it could find you at any point in time and feel relevant to you. So whenever it does find you, I'm just really glad you're here, and I hope you stay. This could be interesting for Gemini suns, Gemini moons, Gemini risings. There could be a unique placement in your chart that you're exploring that involves Gemini aspects. Maybe you're really feeling your air energy right now. We are in an air season. When I'm recording this is Aquarius season, so it's very airy. However this video found you, I'm just really glad you're here. If you've been on my channel before, so happy to see you back, and if you're new, welcome. I'm thrilled to have you. So let's jump in. I'm just wondering where to start. Okay, so I'm going to start here. It's always important for me to just gently remind everyone to always bounce messages off their own intuition, your own inner guidance system, because you know yourself best. You'll know when a message resonates and you'll know when it doesn't too, okay? So only take what feels right and true and resonates with you. Wow, that's a little cute little rhyme. I'm gonna write that down. Right and true and resonates with you. That's cute. Thanks, Gemini. I always feel a little sing-songy when I'm tapping into the archetype of Gemini, which is you're very artistic and very creative, expressive. Yeah, and the wordplay is so cute. Okay. I'm going to introduce the decks. I am using the Modern Spellcaster Tarot for this round of readings. I'm going to use 2 Oracle decks, one of them being the Dragon Wisdom Tarot, and then the other, the African Goddess Rising Oracle. I'll have all of that in the description box below if you're interested, so I'm going to pop those over to the side for now. All right, and then the visual that I received for you coming into this reading, Gemini, was of a pink starfish, and one of its legs was smaller than the other. And I heard the word regeneration, which is something that starfish can do, which is so cool, so cool. And pink is very heart healing. So Spirit was very clear as to the lens in which this conversation is going to take place. There is a very deep sense of heart healing, regeneration, restoration. I feel a lot of emotional healing. I feel like there's parts that are regrowing, that are, yeah. I actually wrote down the definition because I wanted to explore it, and then I love the thesaurus, and you being Gemini, I thought you'd be interested in this. Again, wordplay. So regeneration is an action, spiritual renewal or revival, renewal or restoration of a body part or biological system, such as a forest, after injury or as a normal process. Utilization by special devices of heat or other products that would ordinarily be lost, which is something that I kind of have a lot of question marks around. So if you know kind of what that is talking about, please leave me a comment below. I love to learn. And then, so interestingly enough, all of these words also start with R, which is kind of cool. So we have reanimation, rejuvenation, renewal, resurrection, revitalization, revivification, rebirth, rejuvenescence, resurgence, resuscitation, and revival. So interesting. Mars has just recently gone direct in your sign, Gemini. So there is this forward motion. I sense there's, things that have been learned internally and now being put into the unfolding of your experience. There's deep lessons I sense here that have to do with heart healing, that have to do with regeneration, parts of yourself growing and just they're regenerating. So what else do we have astrologically? So the sun is trine Mars in your sign, which is a harmonious aspect. So there is so much being illuminated when it comes to Mars energy in your sign, which is action, which is passion. Mars is a like a warrior-like energy as well as an agricultural energy. It's also a defender, a protector, a lover, and very. It really represents like the individual also within the collective, which is something that Aquarius also represents, because Mars is talking about this vitality, this independence, but because they are also a cultivator, like the energy is also a cultivating energy, it is thinking about the group, it's thinking about regeneration, it's thinking about growth. So I feel massive amounts of growth in your archetype, which is really cool and beautiful. We also have Venus square Mars and then Chiron sextile Mars all in your sign. So squares, Venus squaring Mars, that can be a bit more of a challenging aspect, but is an invitation for growth. So Venus and Mars, they represent often the masculine, feminine energy which we all have in different alchemy within ourselves. It operates within a spectrum, and we explore our duality through those lenses, and it doesn't have to do with it's been thwarted into a binary, but it's more about the spectrum and exploring our duality, which is something that you teach the collective. Chiron sextile Mars. So Chiron is often called the wounded healer, and a sextile is also, where do I have that here? Yeah, it's a harmonious aspect as well. So there's things I sense being healed, like understood. I also feel like there's a lot of light being shone on just how special, valuable you are, the kind of love you bring into the world, and like I sense a value being put on that individually. I sense you valuing yourself more, seeing how much you give, and becoming perhaps more protective of that. And through that protection, there is a better, or not a better, a more conducive way you are sharing your healing energy. So let's get into the cards and see what's going on. Four of Swords, so lots of rest. This is a card of restoration. It is a card of healing. It takes, time and energy and, for the starfish to regrow its leg. And again, it takes almost a year for it to really start taking form. So there may have been, a really deep healing journey, that was quite heavy, it quite intense, lots to carry. There's a process of removing burdens. And I heard the only way through is through, and I sense that that's something that you've done, being a 10 here, so there's a sense of completion. It's this powerful alchemy of rest and action, because whatever it is that you have just gone through has taken great amounts of energy. And I just keep looking at this person being surrounded by the beautiful dogs that, just so protected, very tuned in with spirit, which I sense here with spiritual renewal or revival has really deepened your relationship with God. And I sense this resurgence of the inner child, this space for the inner child, made through the release of some of these burdens, the awareness placed on the heaviness, whatever you have identified as being heavy, if you're resonating with this. The Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, things are shifting. It is time for regeneration, baby, regrowth, blessings, prosperity, like peace, stability. So much is shifting. Shifting in your favor. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. You know that song? And as you know, because it's what goes down comes up and it goes all around, you know, like that's kind of the wheel. It brings this gust of life, and what was down is coming up, you know, because there's this deep process of healing. I sense here, deep process, and this probably, you know, this is gonna land differently for each and every one of you. Yeah, wow, the sun trine Mars in your sign, like this vitality, like I sense an energy of remembering like who you are. And yeah, remembering who you are, and through this process of rest and challenge, you know, restoring your energy to show up for this challenge, and release, because the 10 of Wands goes back to the 1, which is the Ace of Wands, which is also a Mars energy, passion, vitality, inspiration, this, you know, ideas, action plans, innovation, this, and it's your energy, it's individual energy. So the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Pentacles, like there's just so much blessing and abundance and prosperity pouring in. And I just heard it's safe to enjoy it. Because yes, the Wheel of Fortune can bring this like, whoa, destabilizing energy. Because like I said, what goes down must come up, and then it goes around. And there's this awareness that we have as we grow and you know, as we grow and experience life, that yes, there's times of challenge, and then there's also times of peace, and holding space for both and finding the rhythm with the wheel. Whoa. Page of Swords and the 3 of Cups. So Page of Swords is your energy, Gemini. You lend your vibes to this card. And then the 3 of Cups is all about community, connection, celebration. They're all raising their glasses up. And I feel this clear intention of connection and connecting with community, connecting with people. Celebrating life, like I put the 3 of Cups right underneath the 10 of Wands. There's this sense of release, there's this sense of lightness, like they're floating. There's a lot of clearing here. And then the Four of Swords on top of the Page of Swords, I sense that through times of rest and through stepping back and really being in your own energy, right? We're talking about regeneration. So Gemini, I feel that there was a big step back, pull back into your own energy to regenerate, to regenerate. And there's clarity of mind, of truth, of knowing. I sense this vibrant curiosity coming through this reading that may have been burdened by something. This Ten of Wands can, there's 10, so there's quite a long journey. It could go back quite far. It could happen on lots of different timelines. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I just feel this power from you, this clarity of who you are and what you're capable of, right? Like, we're talking about the starfish regenerating a leg. It's incredible. I feel a very strong refinement also and discernment of, who is around you and who you feel comfortable being around. I sense this could be a time whenever this finds you of really being open to, that's way too many, meeting new people, making new friends, and having a very clear idea of the kind of people you want to be around, the kind of people you feel inspired by, the kind of people that you feel safe around, the kind of people that you feel comforted around, and that truly celebrate you, that are there when you're up and are there when you're down, because that's important, right, Gemini? Some people like to swoop in when you're down, and then when you're up, they get all funky. And some people like to just ride the high when you're high, and when you're down, they get funky. And I sense that is so important to who you are allowing and who you are deeply connecting to and who you're wanting to connect to, who you're cultivating deeper relationships with and calling in, because the Page of Swords is a learning energy. They're very detail oriented. They're very they're just very detailed. So I feel that there's a very detailed energy around who it is, around your inner circle. That's what I'm trying to say. There could very well have been a lot of different changes in your dynamics, your friend group, things like that with the Ten of Wands, as each wand was being put down or returned, because sometimes the Ten of Wands can symbolize carrying something that isn't yours to carry. Sorry, my stomach is rumbling if you heard that. Okay, so the Empress, wow. The Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. And then, oh, interesting. I don't usually read reversals, but all of a sudden the Sun has somehow become reversed. Yeah, I feel that there is a lot of return to sender energy coming back into yourself, your vitality, your strength, your stamina. It's always been there, but sometimes when there's a lot of burden, or there's a lot of challenge, when there's a lot of things, it can't, you know, like the fire gets small, right? The coals, they smolder underneath, and taking that the wood off can give the coals, the embers, more air, right? And there's so much indication of like more air to breathe that fuels that fire, you know, that fuels that fire. People that celebrate your light, people that inspire you, people who are there when you're down and when you're up and all in between. I feel that the wheel is right turning and coming up and supporting you in this growth, like this abundance and prosperity and stamina. There's this generational healing here, generational health and wealth, and like turning. I'm just like, sorry, I'm taking my time here just because there's something about returning what's like, what's yours. Like there's this reclamation of what's yours. All these R words, Gemini, is so interesting. This reclamation of what's yours through all dropping and returning to sender and releasing and integrating and healing and restoring and regenerating. There's like the wheel is there along with you with this momentum and is bringing in this generational healing, generational health and wealth. 10 of Pentacles on top of the 9 of Pentacles with the Empress. There's this creative force. There's this rebirth. Again, another R word. And leaving behind what no longer serves and seeking more. The 8 of Cups comes before the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is about emotional fulfillment, emotional depth and awareness, enjoyment, delight, and love of self, love of life, bliss, again, enjoyment. So I feel like there's one that's missing here. Oh my goodness, Gemini, I have so much to say. Oh, there's that Ace of Wands. Excuse me. Justice, Page of Pentacles, a Star, 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, King of Cups. So I'm not going to take all of these, but I just wanted to take a look at them. So rebalancing, another R word. Regeneration, regrowth of aspects of you that can take up more space now that there's space created. Prayers answered, dreams coming true, protection over your peace, emotional awareness, depth, healing. Wow. Is there any more for Gemini? Strength. Okay, that makes sense. Strength on top of the 8 of Cups. It took great strength. I heard to believe in yourself. To believe in yourself. Strength is fortitude, tenacity. It sometimes is running on fumes and finding that reserve, pulling on that power of those glowing embers underneath the crisped charcoal wood, breaking through, you know, like, and stoking that inner flame. Oh, look at that bonfire in the background, right? The Strength card is Leo energy. which is represented by the sun. So I keep coming back to this sun trine Mars, really restoring your light and vitality. Again, I just feel like remembering who the fuck you are and what you're capable of. And confidently moving away from anything that does not emotionally support you. And that's internally as well, right? This is also, Eight of Cups is releasing emotional patterns that just do not match the growth. They're outgrown. And sometimes that's a lot because it comes with certain parts of history that they came to be, which they may have been put in place to keep you safe at some point, but they are now getting in the way. And looking at those places can be challenging. And I sense that there's a lot of those places you've looked at and broken free through. You've busted free and made room for that inner child and that those past versions of yourself to articulate themselves to you, and you came to, it's so interesting, I hope this is making sense. You showed up for yourself at those points in time, validated them, showed yourself love, and that's where this regeneration has been taking place. It is very much heart-centered. It is very much emotional healing. This could also be connected to physical healing as well, because everything is connected. Mental healing, spiritual healing, and being ready for this new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune and the Empress, it's like this signal of a whole new cycle. And there's been this amazing preparation. It's like I just saw a whole bunch of hands weeding gardens, and I sense with the Page of Swords and the Four of Swords, that's where you're at. Like, you've prepped for this, and now it's here. And it's, again, I heard it's safe to enjoy the blessings and to shine. Because I also feel like there's some funky, like, external, like maybe community energy, friendship energy, wherever, external energy, we'll just say that because these are general, take it how it resonates, that have been let go. And I say that because I feel like some of this burden has been other people's projections onto you. And that can become internalized and become blocking. That it can manifest as self-sabotage or feeling undeserving of things. And I feel like that is something that is being actively healed and shifted, because I also sense you have very real like just blessings and abundance and prosperity and growth potential. I see that there's things in your life that have growth potential, that are stable and solid and beautiful. I feel a safe place to land here. I feel a safe place to land within the self and a safe place to land in the environment. And I also, like, the Ten of Pentacles is also contributing and sharing with your environment. So there may be things and people, places, initiatives that you're connecting with to help with this restoration, things, values that you've identified in this time of healing that you want to participate in and put your energy in to regenerate and restore certain people, places, things, environments. So, okay, we're at 30 minutes or so. So let's do some oracle. Gemini. I feel like you're birthing a whole new reality. Oh, companions, yes. So there's a whole new, like, I just feel a whole kind of fresh inner circle. And also there's a notion of connecting to certain initiatives or something like that that aligns with your values, that you're giving resources to, so money, time, items, whatever, that is actively helping restore that. Again, it could be an environment, it could be people, it could be, oh my gosh, it could be so many things, but I really feel like this action with that, this sharing, this giving, and meeting like-minded people that are all different, but are all looking in the same direction. They're all moving in a similar way, but they're unique, and they value each other's uniqueness and respect each other. So there's definitely some things, wisdom, that have deep wisdom about who you feel comfortable around, who you are wanting, and what you are wanting to give to assist in healing of the collective and the environment, the planet, and how this is all stemmed from deeply healing yourself. And of course, healing is not a destination. It is an ongoing process. It is relationship building with the self. But I feel with what's reflected in the cards here, there's a chapter ending and a chapter beginning with this Wheel of Fortune here. And I feel like it's taken great strength to walk away from what you've walked away from. But there's an understanding and an understanding as to, why you did that. And it may, when that process is done, it can leave a hole for a little while. But I feel that is where the regeneration is coming from. Oh, full circle, that leg is coming back, baby. And it takes time. It takes the starfish, a year for it to start actually getting that leg to come back. My friends, a new world. This is a new time. This is a fresh cycle. And again, there's this reward for the prep up until this point. It's like this calling, like this knowing that there's a shed and that needed to happen. And I sense a lot of different things here. Like, look at all those different wands. I feel like it probably will hit in multiple different ways. And there was a chapter of strife. And again, with this whole new world, this whole new cycle, it's safe to enjoy the blessings. And I also saying that because the Wheel of Fortune is just staring at me, and the Empress too, right? And it's just staring at me. It's safe to enjoy the bliss. It's time for bliss. But with this awareness, right? Like, okay, that when you're healing and when you're down and when you're grieving or all of these things, it's safe to let joy find you. And when you're blissing and you're, when you're blissing and you're here to hold space for any of the sticky or sharp, challenging things that come up from the subconscious. It's this duality, Gemini, and you are duality. Oh my gosh, it's all just connecting again. It's like coming back to just remembering who the F you are. And whatever is trying to take you down, not successful. Will never be. There's time, yeah, it is, I feel it. It brought me back to the embers underneath all that charcoaled wood. There's things that can be smothering and stifling, but your inner light is yours. And it's connected directly to source. Okay. Oh. Tituba. Feeling safe, Gemini. Feeling safe within yourself, feeling safe within your environment. It is, the goddess declaration is, it is safe to be safe. I am safe to feel safe, or something like that. Here, let me see. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. It is finally safe to be you. You have wandered through a dark night. Your trip has been long. There is light ahead. Your liberation is apparent. You deserve to feel secure. Feeling safe is knowing that your basic needs are met. Feeling safe is feeling at home in your body. Feeling safe is trusting your journey. Feeling safe is feeling free around those you love. Feeling safe is trusting that the sun will rise again. Yeah, see, when I turned that around, the sun will rise again. New beginnings. The Ace of Pentacles was there too. Growth, commitment, stability, blessings, abundance. The sun will rise again. If you grew up emotionally, spiritually, or physically unsafe, reset your default expectations to a healthier vibration, which I sense is exactly what we're talking about with regeneration and this Four of Swords, this resetting your baseline. And you reset your default expectations to a healthier vibration. So about Tituba, great ancestress Tituba was an enslaved Caribbean woman who was the first person accused in the 1692 Salem witch trials. She was most likely kidnapped from Guyana region in South America and then sold through a Barbados plantation. She went through so much, like incomprehensible, and then put on trial for who she is, her knowledge, her light, her... man, I could go into the witch trials like very deeply because it's just this war on earthly knowledge, on healing in all these different ways and all these different regions. Mostly women, but there were some men involved in this too that went against the status quo. Violence, control, these are all things I sense that you are showing up for yourself and the things that you've experienced, and resetting your default expectations and finding and creating safety within the self first and foremost, and then feeling that safety as you go out into the world and connect and move through and interface with your reality, and checking in with your nervous system in regards to the people that you're interacting with, and refining your inner circle. and refining what and who and where you like to contribute, you feel safe to contribute your energy and resources to, and moving away from anything that tries to pull you under, and confronting that within the self, and leaving and moving away from anything and anyone that tries to pull you back, by placing boundaries and holding those boundaries and trusting yourself with those boundaries. Wow, so this was a deep reading. It's on the bottom of the deck. Yemaya, awakening. Look at this birthing of a whole new reality, this joy, this light. Like, this is all taking place, this healing, this rejuvenation, this restoration. Gemini, it is safe to feel safe. It is safe to enjoy your blessings. You got your back with anything that tries to come up, and like, you got it. Okay, so what's interesting else too, right before I leave this reading, is that all of these aspects are at 2 degrees. So there's 222, so that might be an important number to look up if you're feeling called to. Awakening, I feel like, oh my gosh, this is long, I'm sorry, Gemini, but I feel like it's important. Oh, that was loud. Okay. Wake up. Awaken now to your true self. Are those tears of joy or sorrow? Let them out. Yemaya swallows your tears. You are vibrating at a higher frequency, so you see everything differently. This is Goddess rising. You are waking up, and once you have experienced awakening, you can never go back to not knowing. The path of awakening is not straight, comfortable, or easy. You've chosen to lift the veil and have a real relationship with the divine. You didn't come to transcend this world while you're living in it. You came here to dig into the soil, plant yourself, and grow. This ascension is your divine purpose. Declaration, I am receiving and radiating love. Yes. Goddess Yemaya controls the ocean, the amniotic fluid that nurtures us before we know ourselves. The healing, loving energy of this Yoruba mother, Orisha, never leaves you. So whatever has tried to steal your light, smother your light, take away your sense of knowing, mine your energy, where you've been hurt, let down, where you've been gaslit, where where it's been internalized, where you question yourself, I sense that there's so much regeneration and healing and shifting. I just feel such a strength, Gemini, and I'm proud of you. And I feel this like relationship with that work, with that practice, which is only assisting and deepening your rootedness within your body, within yourself, within life itself. And you're reclaiming that power. You're calling that power back to you. And it's returning, and it is regrowing and regenerating, and I feel this bonfire and this strength and this clarity and this, purpose and this healing and this, it's just, what a reading, Gemini. Wow. It's a whole new cycle, baby. It's a whole new world. And it is safe to feel safe. And when you feel unsafe, I feel a very internally safe energy responding to that, to explore that, to give yourself space to articulate, because there's so much healing that is done through, meeting our shadow as things bubble up. I feel like things that may have been used to control you in the past just don't work anymore. And your circle is changing. your, relationships are changing. I sense that there's people in your world that you have a growth potential with, or that you're ready to meet people that have that growth potential. And it's just beautiful. It's like honestly such incredible energy, and I hope that this was of service to you in some way. And I love you very much, and I'll catch you next month.